fight. Father has spoken.
Good morning, everyone. If you can please find your seats and we can get started. Welcome to Transfer Orientation. You all seem a little chatty this morning, so that's exciting. Hopefully you're excited to be here. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. Okay, well, my name's Kylie Swift. I am actually a graduate from Cal State San Marcos. I graduated in 2016, and now I'm here. Oh, thank you. I don't know who did that, but thank you. I'm here to support all things orientation this summer, and I just wanted to be the first to officially welcome you all. And we're so excited to have you here today and excited to help you with anything you may need help with. And I just want to introduce Savannah Dudar from ASI.
Thanks, Kylie. Good morning, everyone. One more time. Good morning, everyone. So let me be among the first to congratulate you on your enrollment to California State University, San Marcos. My name is Savannah Dudar, and I'm the president and CEO of Associated Students Incorporated, also known as ASI, on your campus. On behalf of ASI and our 17 student members, welcome to Cal State San Marcos. Today, I will be talking a little bit about ASI and exactly what our organization entails. ASI is a student governing body of this university representing and advocating for all CSUSM students, whether it's planning events or encouraging student opportunities and major decisions on our campus. Our mission is to serve, engage, and empower all students here at CSUSM. We offer a wide range of opportunities, programmings, and events that serve all of our students. For example, a little bit more about my role within ASI, I serve all students and make sure all of your voices are heard, whether that be at the local, state, or federal level. I hope you join me and your fellow Cougars in different Cougar traditions, such as wearing Cougar blue or Cougar gear every Thursday here on our campus, or by not stepping on the seal located in Founders Plaza until after you graduate. Come visit us and our 16 other Board of Directors representatives up in our office right upstairs in this building located at University Student Union 3700. Or visit our website at csusm.edu/ASI. If I could leave you with one tip of advice, it's to get involved on your campus. It truly builds your experience here, and you can see what your campus can do for you and what you can do for your campus. Thank you, and go Cougars. It is my pleasure to introduce Scott Hagg from Cougar Central.
Thank you, Savannah. One thing I'd like to reiterate is she mentioned about getting involved. When I was in college, it was, maybe 25 years ago, I did get involved in my very first day. I started working in the admissions office, and so for 4 years, I was in the admissions getting involved in different aspects of that process. And now, 25 years later, I'm still in admissions. Okay, different position, but my experiences in college led me to where I am today. Because after I graduated, I got my first job in admissions at a small school in Columbia, Missouri. After 4 years there, I went off to Bangkok, Thailand to teach English for a year. While I was there, I had the opportunity to meet my wife. Nothing? Aw. Thank you for those sympathies. So I met my wife while I was there, and we then got married and went to Minnesota. Yes, kind of cruel to go from Thailand to Minnesota. Somebody that's never experienced snow in her life. But we were in Minnesota for about 4 years, and then after that, went to another school in Arcata. Anybody heard of Humboldt? Yeah, all right. So Humboldt 10 years, and then we decided that was kind of cold, and just moved down here to San Diego, California. So it's been a great adventure, and it was all because of my involvement in college and what I did. Now, I got involved in work. You may get involved in your major field of study. You may do some activities, getting involved in ASI. But the things that you do in college is what's going to shape you for the rest of your life. So I strongly encourage you to take Savannah's advice in getting involved. And also, you know, just in a few weeks, we'll be going back to Thailand to visit with some friends and family, and looking forward to that trip. And it was all because of what I did in college. Now, to get there, one important thing I do have to ask you to do is everybody involved or used the degree planner? And you love it? You hate it? Yes. It's not very much fun. But in order for us to know what classes to offer each semester, we need you to get to update the degree planner. Because with that information, we're able to appropriately plan the courses that you need to graduate. So unless you fill that out, we don't know what classes to offer each semester. And I always say, we love you, we're glad you're here, but at some point we want to miss you. So if you don't graduate, we can't miss you. So take the time, fill out the degree planner so we can offer the classes so that you can graduate in a timely manner. So I don't think you want to be here for 5 to 10 years, correct? No. All right. So if you needed to see me to talk about admissions, about records, about financial aid, I'm over in Cougar Central, which is in Craven Hall, 3rd floor. We'll be open 8 to 5 today. Happy to stop on by. Financial aid questions, any kind of last-minute admission questions. Remember to get your transcripts in by July 15th for your courses so that we can get them correctly put into the system. And thank you for coming. Have a great day.
Okay, me again. So let's do a brief overview of what to expect today and what you all are going to be doing. First up, if the clicker will work. Can we switch to the next slide? Thank you. Okay, so first things first, everyone here is parked on the 5th and 6th level of the parking structure, correct? Yes. Okay, great. We don't want you to get ticketed. If you aren't by any chance and you didn't, hopefully you didn't pay for a permit, but if you are not on the 5th or 6th floor, if you could please see a blue Polo O-teamer in the back corner, they can help you out with that. And that is until 9 p.m. tonight, so if you want to stick around after your session for a little bit and get some things done and explore the campus and stuff, know that your car can stay there until 9 p.m. Next up, restrooms. So if you go out these 2 back doors and go to my right down the hall this way, there are restrooms at the end of the hall, male and female, and then upstairs on the 3rd level and the 4th level, there are single-stall gender-inclusive restrooms. So just keep out for that. I see you all, looks like you did some damage to the refreshments and food back there, so just know that that's yours and help yourselves all morning long. And next up, can I get the next slide, please? Okay. Next up, this is a student-only orientation. No guests are allowed unless you were approved by us beforehand. So if you are a guest and you're here and you have not been approved, please again see an O-teamer with a blue polo in the back corner and they can help get that situated for you. Next slide, please. Okay, so if you can pull out your cell phones and download our campus app, it'll be super helpful for you not only today, but for the fall semester as well. Has everything from, you can see your schedule, you can enroll in your courses, you can see campus maps, find out how long the line is in Starbucks, all sorts of things. So please download that app. And then also follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our handle is @CSUSMONSP, and the hashtag we're using all summer long is #Cougars18. And so while you are doing that, please also silence your cell phones. If I can get the next slide, please. Be respectful of the presenters and the students around you today and make sure that they are able to pay attention. So if you can just please silence your cell phones, that would be fantastic. Next slide. Oh, awesome. Okay, here's a brief overview of the day. If you have the pamphlets that you got in, those light blue pieces of paper that you got while you were walking in, hopefully all of you got one. Again, if you didn't, blue poloed O-teamer in the back can assist you. It gives you a brief schedule of what we have planned today. And just to go on top of that, you also got a brochure that says Transfer Success Track. That's one of our programs we do for transfer students in the fall, and has all different events that you can go to that all have the co-curricular model implemented into them, which are these lovely things you see behind me. So make sure to take a look through that and know that there's different things catered to just you all specifically as transfer students come the fall semester. And these are just a couple of the presentations. I do want to mention at the end of your advising rooms, we have a resource fair that's going to be right behind where check-in was this morning. And it has all different things from like financial aid, student life and leadership, just different departments and resources that our campus have for you all to learn more about and hopefully get involved in. And then campus tours are an option for you after advising rooms and the resource fair as well. If you're interested in a campus tour, just go ahead and go to Student Life and Leadership. The office is just one floor up, right underneath the food court, University Hall 3600, and an O-teamer can give you a campus tour. And then your ID cards, so all those lanyards that you all have around your neck that you got in at check-in, if you take that to the second floor of the library today after your session, you'll get your campus ID card for free in the media library. And if you can't do it today, you have up until September 28th to do so. You can come any day this summer and the first month of school as long as you bring your lanyard, and it will be for free. Next up, let's meet some of our O-teamers who are here today to answer all of your questions. I do want to mention that these students volunteer their time to help you all out today. They've been here since 6:30 this morning, and they'll be here till about 6:30 tonight. So, and it's all volunteer, so please help give them a warm welcome. And we'll start with Jasmine.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine. I am entering my 5th year here as a biology major with an emphasis in physiology. And a fun fact about me is that I'm a first-generation college student.
How's it going, everyone? My name is V. I'm a social science major. It's my 2nd year on campus. I transferred from MiraCosta College, and I'm a veteran, so watch out.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angie. I transferred from MiraCosta. This is going to be my 2nd year here, and I'm a child and adolescent development major.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla. I'm going to my 4th year on campus. I will be graduating this December. Yeah. I'm a criminology and justice studies major with a minor in sociology, and fun fact, I'm involved in Greek life here on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacy. I am a psychological science major with a communication minor. I transferred from MSJC, and this is my 3rd year on campus, and a fun fact is I am an only child and I'm fluent in sign language.
Hi, I'm Al. I'm a 3rd year, entering my 3rd year. I'm a history single subject major. And fun fact is when I transferred here and they had to get my transcripts over at MiraCosta, they had to go downstairs and under the microfiche to dig them out. That's how long ago it's been.
All righty, thank you, O-team. If you have any questions at all today, trained well, and they'll be able to answer any and all of your questions, and especially those 4 transfer students, they know what it's like to be you all and have gone through this process as well, so please take advantage of them and ask them any questions you may have. Okay, next up, those backpacks that you all got this morning when you walked in have a planner for the academic year of 2018 to 2019. It has our school events in it, holidays that we get off, etc. So please use that. It also has an orientation handbook that has all different ads and resources and information about our campus on the inside. It also has a notes section in the very back that you can take notes on today throughout the presentations. You did get a pen, so use that as well. And if you are missing any of those items, please see an O-teamer in the back and they can help make sure you have all that you're supposed to have. We good? Okay, I just want to talk about this event really quick that's happening on the first day of school for transfer students specifically. It's our transfer student reception. Our first day of school is Monday, August 27th. I know that's probably the last thing you all want to think about right now, but I promise this will be fun. And it's going to be on this level of the USU, right outside these doors. We have a larger meeting room. Be from 4 to 5:30 p.m. And it gives you an opportunity to meet other transfer students, talk and network with faculty and staff, and there will also be food and drinks, so who can say no to free food? And so please, I would love to see all of your faces there. Again, first day of school, Monday, August 27th from 4 to 5:30 on this level of the USU. Couple of reminders. I already talked about student ID cards. Please get those today if you have the time to do so. campus tours again. One level up from where we are right now on this side of the building in USU 3600 is where you can meet with an O-teamer and they'll give you a campus tour after your session. And then most importantly today, I'm sure some of you have called our office and we've told you that the orientation fee is due on August 22nd. That is the same day that your tuition and all their campus fees are due. So please, please, please write that in your planner, put it down in your phone. That's a very important date. Wednesday, August 22nd, all of your fees are due. And I'm pretty sure it states that in every location. We could make sure that it's stated. So we all good on that? Awesome. Okay, so our first presentation today is from the Faculty Mentoring Program, so please give a warm welcome to Dr. Kendra Rivera.
Good morning. Good job making it here on time, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That bodes well for making it to class on time, right? If you can do it today, you can do it again, maybe in the future. As Kylie said, my name is Dr. Kendra Rivera. I'm a faculty member in the communication department, and I'm also the faculty director for the faculty mentoring program. And in just a minute, they're going to put the faculty mentoring program's website up on the screen for you to see. We're also located, our advertisement is located on page 21 of your handbook, so if you want to take that out and mark that. Let me ask you a couple questions. How many of you could use some help navigating the new campus, the new culture, finding out advice about what classes to take, maybe? How many of you could use some help figuring out all the logistics of how do you become a student leader? Or how to become involved in different activities on campus? Or maybe you're interested in getting involved in the community or doing some sort of research. All of those things are things that a faculty mentor could help you with. And the faculty mentoring program is unique because it pairs students, particularly juniors and seniors, with a faculty member who will be their mentor, right? It's a one-on-one relationship that you get to have to ask all of your questions about. And in particular, we're looking for students who are first generation or the first in their family to come to college. And we're looking for students who qualify for the Pell Grant or are otherwise economically challenged, right? So coming to school might be a little bit of an economic challenge for you. And we're interested in those people particularly because it may be harder for you to navigate the university, right? Because it's a big place, 17,000 students we're up to now, right? And you're joining this community, and we want to make sure that you're successful in this community. So what do? You go to our website, which is the Faculty Mentoring Program, and you can see the application link is there. It'll tell you a little bit more. And one of the fun things that we have in the Faculty Mentoring Program is you can see the picture there, and there's another picture in the handbook of a bunch of people with graduate robes on, right? When you graduate, Faculty Mentoring Program pays for your robe and your cap and gown. Okay? It is. It's a nice little bonus. And we also do professional photographs for you, so if that's something that you're hoping to do when you graduate, get a professional photographer, get pictures of you, your family, all that sort of thing. Faculty Mentoring Program does that. We have a great big celebration when you graduate, and it's a lot of fun. We have other benefits as well. We have a lot of workshops about how to build your resume, what to do after college, how are you going to get a career, right? Information about graduate school, and we even offer to pay. We have scholarships to pay for things like the GRE or the LSAT or anything like that if you're interested in those kinds of things after you graduate. And then we also have things that are more social, right? And how do you navigate the social aspects of the university life? How do you do work-life balance? Any of you are parents or taking care of a loved one or working full-time, which most of you probably are. Balancing school and work and life can be a bit of a challenge. So we talk about some of those issues as well. So what we're really looking for is for students that we can mentor and provide kind of a holistic care for, right? We want to take care of you as a person as well as your career and after you graduate and your time here while you're at college, okay? So if you're interested in doing the application, it is due at the end of August. And what I recommend if you're interested in applying is really thinking about in that essay portion, what can you get out of FMP? What can you get out of the Faculty Mentoring Program? What is it specifically that you're looking for from your mentor that we can help you provide? Because those kind of details help us decide who to match you with, right? Who's the best faculty member to help you along your journey, okay? Does this sound interesting? Any questions that you have? Is anybody interested? We have some applications. If you're interested in paper applications, we have a few in the back. If not, we have more online. You can always go to our website and apply. Again, this is due at the end of August, so right after school starts. And then we'll get you matched up as soon as we can to get you ready for the academic year. One more time for questions. Okay, if you want a paper application, make sure your hand's up high so our O-teamers can find you. Thank you so much.
Okay, hands up high so the O-teamers can see you, please. And like Dr. Kendra Rivera said, if for some reason we run out, the applications are on their website, on our website, so you can fill them out there as well. Okay, next up, I would like to introduce Diana Sanchez, the Interim Director of the Career Center.
Thank you. Good morning, Cougars. Good morning. I'm super excited to see you all here. I love working with transfer students. I myself was a transfer student. I attended MiraCosta College as well as Palomar College. And, woohoo! And then transferred to San Diego State University and graduated there with my bachelor's and eventually ended up getting my master's degree there as well. So, so again, transfer students' success is really dependent a lot on the Career Center, right? Because how many of you are working now? How many of you plan to keep that same job when you graduate? Significantly fewer students, I would say, right? And so in order to get to that point where you can we're all here to get a better job, right? To prepare to get a better job. We want to get paid more, we want to do something more rewarding, whatever it might be that's driving your career success goals, then the Career Center is here to help you, all right? So we want to provide whatever resources you need to make that transition. And remember, as a transfer student, you don't have 4 or 5 years here. You have maybe 2 or 3, right? And so you have a very short window of time in which to really get your career readiness on, right? So we, the Career Center, do we have slides? Great. So we provide a number of services to help you with that. So to start out with, let's see. Okay, so we can help you with the job search, and that can be, some of you may be looking for on-campus, some off-campus jobs, maybe full-time, typically part-time while you're a student, right? And so we have job posting available and other resources to help you with that. Also the career planning piece. You're going to be maybe surprised to learn that we get graduating seniors coming to us and saying, well, I'm graduating next month, I'm graduating in a couple weeks, and I'm not sure what to do now to look for a job. Be aware that it can take maybe up to 6 months to find a professional position. So when you're looking to make that transition from college to career into a professional goal, or a professional role, you will probably want to start in the fall before, if you're graduating in May, you want to start in the fall before you graduate, okay? So that means you want to start probably now, okay? So I'm going to tell you about some of the other services that we have that might help you do this. So let's see. We do have, these are, oh, before I go there, this is where we're located. We're in Craven Hall on the first floor, right next to Undergraduate Advising Services, on the very first floor of Craven Hall where that flag circle is, okay? And then our hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and on Friday, 8 to noon. So we close a little early on Friday. But there are different ways to connect with us, and I highly recommend that you, if you have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that you do connect with us, because that's one of the ways that we announce different events and workshops and career-related things that are coming up, okay? So if you can, please remember to do that. And these are kind of the 5 different areas in which we can help you, And I'm going to go through each one of these in detail. So one of the things that we do is we provide free career assessments. Have any of you done a career assessment, like an interest inventory or a personality test or anything like that? Right? You can get a lot of those online. The ones we use might be different. We really try to vet for really successful, valid, reliable career assessments, not the ones that you get in Cosmo magazine, but the ones that you are used at most college campuses across the country. Okay, so career assessments, we use Type Focus, which it's a pretty brief assessment that you can take online, and all of these actually pretty much you can do online. Type Focus, Clifton Strengths, which looks at your top 5 strengths. Your Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is more of a personality assessment. The Strong Interest Inventory is self-explanatory. And the Career Leader is really focused for business. How many of you are pre-business or business students? Okay, so Career Leader may be the one you want to take. So what I recommend is that you meet with a career counselor to determine which of these assessments might be the most useful for you, and they might help inform you in terms of what's the best career path for me, what matches my personality and values. And I will say that I feel many times like I'm the luckiest person in the world because I have a job that I find rewarding and that I've been able to match with my values, personality, and interests to do every day what I love to do, which is to see students and young adults succeed, right? And to move into their profession, right? So again, meet with a career counselor, and you can do that. You'll be able to do that on our website. The other thing that we do, which is a very popular service, is we review resumes, cover letters, and personal statements for graduate school. So we can help you with that. We can give you feedback on the content, the format, and all of that with any of those career-related documents. So, and those can be submitted online, or you can meet with a counselor or come in, drop by for drop-ins to get those reviewed. Right? So, one other service that we started is LinkedIn profile reviews. So we can, if you have a LinkedIn profile, we can help you go through it and give you suggestions on how to improve it. If you don't have one, we can help you get one started. All right, and then professional looking photos. We have one of our staff members is a really good photographer, and she sets up times where she can take professional looking photos. So you could wear your suit and get your photo taken so that you can put it on your LinkedIn profile or your online portfolio or whatever, wherever you want to use it. All right. Everyone needs a professional looking photo as they move forward, right? For your biography, when you give those keynote speeches at presentations, right? So other things, interview preparation and practice. Raise your hand if you think you are just really great at interviewing. You're the best. Awesome. You may not need this help, but surprisingly, I've had people who have thought they were really good actually get some feedback to help them further improve their skills, right? So none of us is born being a good interviewer, obviously, and it does take practice, practice, practice to get there. And so I really encourage you to use the resources. We have an online mock interview practice program called Big Interview, which will where there are videos asking you questions about specific majors. So if you're nursing, if you're going into marketing, if you whatever it might be, there are specific questions that a little video clip will ask you, and then you can get tips on how to answer it, and you can practice answering the question, and you can video record yourself doing it. And then you can review how you answered it and see if you like what you see. Right? And then you can keep recording it and you can save them. It's a great program for practicing and like no risk, right? Nobody has to see it. Nobody has to be there. It's between you and your computer. Then you can also set up an appointment with a career counselor to meet with one of us and do an actual in-person mock interview and get feedback from a counselor. Okay? I will tell you that every single student that I've ever worked with has left saying that it helped them with their interviews. So I do recommend that. We also have the Cougar Career Closet, which is brand new, just started last spring, not this past one, but a year ago spring. The Cougar Career Closet provides clothing, professional, gently used clothing for students because let's face it, when I went to school in, you know, maybe shorts, jeans, t-shirts, right? I didn't have a lot of professional clothing. And so the Cougar Career Closets helps you to start building your professional wardrobe, all right? You can get up to 4 items per academic year. A suit is considered 1 item. And this is clothing that's been donated by professionals on campus and in the community. Okay, so you can come in. It's actually a fun activity because we have students working there that will give you feedback. Oh, that looks great. Oh, no, try this. And we'll help provide you support. One more thing that I want to talk about is the job search and graduate school strategies that we can help you with. So looking for a job, when you're looking for a job, just a part-time job, you can often go into a place and just say, hey, are you hiring? And then just apply. With a professional job, the recruitment system or process is much different. And so I encourage you, again, to meet with a counselor to talk about how to plan your job search as you move forward toward graduation, which is coming sooner than you think. And then Handshake is our job database. So we're in the process right now of implementing Handshake. We're switching to Handshake from an older system. And so this will be new and improved, and we're super excited about the kinds of employers that Handshake is going to help our students and alumni connect with. For example, we never had access to all the Fortune 500 companies in the past. Now we will, okay? So we are, I really encourage you to be watching for us as we continue to develop programs around Handshake. This is where you would also sign up for career counseling appointments, submit your resumes and cover letters, and other career-related activities. Let's see, graduate school application process. Also meet with a counselor. I know that the Faculty Mentor Program, and there are other programs on campus that will help you with planning and exploring graduate school options, but the Career Center also provides that assistance, okay? So don't hesitate. Anything that relates to you moving forward in your career, whether it's to go to graduate, law school, professional school, or whether it's to look for a job, the Career Center is here to help you. And that's why you pay your student fees, okay? So you're already paying for it. Why not use it? All right. These are some of the events that are going on. This is the first time we're going to be trying this. It's a partnership with JCPenney at the Westfield Mall in Escondido, and it's called the Suit Up event, where students and friends and guests, right, friends and family, can go to JCPenney and shop after hours for professional clothing. And it's on, I believe in your packet, there is the Transfer Student Success Center events. It's listed. So that's coming up on September 30th. We're super excited. We hope to see you, your friends, and family there. And remember, there's a 40% discount on top of any other discount, any other sale item, any other discount that they have. So you could save a lot of money if you're trying to build up your professional wardrobe. And this is true, your friends and family can also take advantage of the 40%, all right? So we hope to see you there. The graduate and school, professional school fair is coming up, the job fair. Also, we have a major, if you're thinking of adding a minor, okay, or you're thinking of possibly even adding a major or changing your major, the major and minor fair may be a good place for you to check out. All right, and then, and we always feed students there, so get there early before the food runs out. And the Justice Administration Fair will be all law enforcement and probation-related employers. So if you're criminology and justice studies, or you're looking at law enforcement as a professional field, that might be the one to go to. The Career Center will be holding an open house, and we'll have, it'll be fun. We'll have food and prizes, and do come out for that. And then we will have numerous job search and grad school workshops. Please do visit our table at the resource fair, I think at lunchtime or around there. And check out our table. We'll have some brochures with the schedule of all of our workshops. And also, they'll be posted on our website as we're also revising our website over the summer. Lots happening in the Career Center. So be watching for that. All right, again, Handshake. What is Handshake? It's interesting because Handshake is all about democratizing opportunities for students, okay? It's to make it possible for students from small schools, from small universities, large universities, Ivy League schools, and all colleges and universities across the nation allow all students to have the same opportunities. All right, so that's what a Handshake is all about. In fact, Michelle Obama has come out in support of Handshake, and so we're super excited to see that kind of support. All right, so again, we will now have access to, like I said, numerous jobs, numerous more jobs than we've had in the past. All right, so just let us know what we can do to help you. With Handshake, we have a number of different workshops for like Handshake 101 workshops to help you familiarize you with Handshake as we roll that out this year. So these are, again, this is a recap of some of the things that we do in the Career Center, and that's where we're located. So we're in Craven Hall on the first floor, that little corner there in the main drive. So what questions do you have? Anything? No? Can you please raise your hand if you will be visiting the Career Center this semester? Okay. How about if you're going to be visiting the Career Center this year? Please do, okay? Please do. Please don't wait till the end. It just makes it harder for you to, it could, not always, but it could make it more challenging for you to find that career path that you want to pursue. All right? All right, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at our events, at the Career Center for an appointment or something. So, so again, take advantage of the services, the resources that are offered, and if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to us, okay? Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for hanging in there. We have a brief little break right now, so go ahead, meet your table, get some snacks if you need to, and use the restrooms, and be back and ready by 9:15. If everyone can please find their seats again. And if my social O-teamers can find their seats. Thanks, Andre. Okay, next presentation, I would like to introduce Kathy and Krista from Student Health and Counseling Services.
Thank you. Hello, how y'all doing? Good. I think they still need their coffee. Good morning. My name is Kathy Nguyen. I'm a health educator, and I work over at Student Health and Counseling Services with Krista.
Yes, my name's Krista Wenzel. I'm the sexual violence advocate and educator here at Cal State San Marcos, and I'm also housed in Student Health and Counseling Services.
So welcome to our community and being part of the Cougar family. We're excited that you have chosen Cal State University San Marcos as your home for the next 2 or more years here while you're with us. Today we will be presenting on 2 things. One, we're going to be talking about sexual violence, and 2, we're going to talk about the resources offered at our center, which is Student Health and Counseling Services. We really strongly believe that the reason why we're here today was, 1, we are mandated to talk about this, but 2, there's so much discussion and talks about the Me Too movement. Y'all heard about that, right? Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's in the press and social media, people that you know that have been affected either by sexual violence, whether it's dating domestic violence, whether it's sexual assault, rape, sexual battery, and stalking, and sexual harassment. We feel like it's really important that as you or yourself a survivor, someone you know, we want to present the information so you know what the process is like on our campus. So that way you have the resources and equipped with the knowledge, tools, and skills, so that way you can refer people if you come across someone that does disclose to you that they've been a victim or survivor of this crime.
So before we get any further in, we just want to acknowledge, as Kathy said, we know that with our orientations, our statistic is at least 50% of our community identifies being a survivor of sexual violence or knowing someone who's a survivor. So with that information, just wanting everybody to take care of themselves, do what you got to do. If you need to leave and come back, that's fine. We are going to be talking a little bit about sexual violence, so please take care of yourselves and what you need to do. So when we're talking about sexual violence, we're talking about any sexual act without affirmative consent. We'll talk a little bit more about affirmative consent later on. Never the fault of the victim survivor. The responsibility of sexual violence really lies with the person who is committing these acts. And then, as Kathy said, we're talking about sexual harassment, dating domestic violence, stalking, rape, sexual assault, and sexual battery. And to keep in mind that sexual violence can happen between any combination of people, whether that's any gender, male, male, female, female, gender non-binary folks, two or more people. This can really happen. You know, sexual violence, no one is immune. This can happen to anyone. All right, so some of the statistics that we do know, 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted in college. There's more statistics coming about our queer, gender non-binary, trans folks, definitely at higher risks for sexual violence. Sexual violence is a form of oppression. It's a form of power and control. So any community that's already marginalized will have a higher risk of being targeted for sexual violence. So really keeping that in mind to create a safer community here on our campus. The average duration of stalking is 1.8 years. Less than 2% of reported rape cases have been proven false. More people fake their own death than lie about being raped. So our campus, we're again not immune to these statistics and these experiences. In this past year, I've worked with almost 90 people on our campus community for one of these issues. So wanting to all come together to hopefully create a safer community here. All right, so when I'm talking about affirmative consent, really talking about to say yes freely, something that is mutual, that both parties are agreeing on, making sure that the person that is doing whatever act it is, that the other person wants it to be done. So this is really a bit newer for our culture. This has only been legally in place since 2015, the idea of affirmative consent. So it's no longer kind of like push and try and see what you can get, how far you can get sexually. This really comes from a place of making sure you have permission before you even do. So again, that's new. And it's, excuse me, this is not a process of like wearing somebody down into a yes or waiting until somebody's wasted to then try to do something. Really making sure that this is an exchange, it's mutual. So there's a law about this, and then CSUSM, we also have our own sexual misconduct policy. And our policy is also rooted in affirmative consent. So all sexual acts need to come from that place of affirmative consent. So with words, sober, open to change, ongoing. Consent is not under 18 years of age, so that could be considered statutory rape. If somebody is drunk, they cannot legally consent. They're considered impaired in their judgment. If somebody's sleeping or unconscious, if somebody's intimidated, fear, if they're forced, that is not consent. It's not affirmative consent. And silence is also not consent. So if somebody is not saying anything, you really have to stop and check in, make sure that they're okay with what's happening, make sure that they want it to be happening. And yeah, because as from a trauma response, somebody could be experiencing tonic immobility, so meaning that it's almost a paralysis. So whether there may be a survivor of child sexual abuse or any other experience that's happened, really being aware. So making sure we're talking about this, making sure that sexual experiences are wanted, they are exciting, they're engaged, they're mutual, and really learning how to talk about this with a partner or more partners. Yeah, so affirmative consent, making sure we're using that approach with sexual activity. And then we're going to talk a little bit about bystander intervention. You all coming to this university with a little bit more experience, a little bit more lived life. We really lean on you and your leadership and your strengths to help keep our community safer, having a little bit more confidence, probably, and assertiveness to be an upstander, as Kathy will talk more about. So using bystander intervention, we're really trying to discourage victim blaming, move responsibility to the person that is doing these things. Also, trying to make fundamental change to the culture, really trying to shift our attitudes and ideas and perceptions, changing myths about sexual violence. And that bystander intervention is truly preventative. We are trying to stop things before they happen. And helping you all even notice, like, what are you even looking for to intervene on? So this is a little bit of a continuum, thinking about, this healthy, age-appropriate, mutually respectful and safe activity, all the way down to we're starting to get age-inappropriate or not mutual, to harassment, and then to sexually abusive or violent behaviors. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that and what you can do if you do start to see some of the scenarios that are getting into age-inappropriate, unsafe, somebody being afraid or drunk, what we can do.
All right, thanks, Krista. So how many of you have heard of the word bystander? I think majority of us have heard it. Is it active or passive? Passive, yeah. So when someone's a bystander, it's very passive. They're not doing anything. So they could be watching a scene unfold or event that's happening, right? But they're not saying anything and they're not doing anything, okay? And sometimes it's because it could also be tonic immobility. They're paralyzed by fear, so they don't know what to do. They never ran a scenario like that before. So some people don't have those instincts to kind of like step up and do something. Versus being an active bystander, right? Or what we call an upstander. It's a person that does see something and they do say something or they do something about it. Whether they intervene by themselves or they intervene by calling, like a police department or security, or they grab someone else and do an intervention. Okay? But what's most importantly for you to have a successful intervention, number one, is that it has to be safe for you to do so. We're never going to encourage you to go out there and do some bystander intervention if it's not safe, especially if someone's got like a knife or a gun or something like that. We're not going to ask you to step in if it's not safe for you. Your safety is our first priority. But again, in order for you to have successful intervention, there are 5 steps, okay? So we're going to go through them briefly. So number 1 is that you have to notice the event, okay? So wherever you are at, notice what's happening around you. Don't walk across campus with, your head on your iPhone and texting and looking at videos. Like, look up, meet people, see people, greet people, say hi, hello, as you're walking around. So if we were going to put this into a context of possible sexual violence, what is that going to look like? Okay, so I'm going to place you at a scene. So let's just say you are at a party. It could be a house party, or it could be at a bar or a nightclub, okay? All right. You're minding your own business. You're just hanging, talking to some friends. And at the corner of your eye, you see 2 people that are dancing. And you notice one person is like bumping and grinding against the other person, and the other person you're starting to see, they're kind of like scooting back a little bit, like they're not wanting to engage, and then they got their hands up, okay? So what is that universal sign language when you got your hands up? Stop, yeah. You're like, you're in my personal space, right? Okay. So you notice this, and this is happening for maybe a good 3 to 5 minutes, and you're not sure if you interpret it as a problem, okay? Now, some people here may interpret as a problem with that universal signs hands up. Some people say, I need more information. I'm still assessing this. I'm not sure, and that's okay. You might turn to your friend and say, hey, you see that over there? Do you think that's a problem? Do you think that that person needs help? Okay. Or 3, you might say, I see that all the time. It doesn't bother me, and it's not my problem. So you're not going to interpret it as a problem, okay? But if you do interpret it as a problem and you assessed it and you're kind of a maybe, but now you're pushed into a yes, it's a problem, what are you going to do? Any thoughts?
Yeah, back there.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, we actually had several people that made that comment. Yeah, like bring your crew out there, you know, and start dancing like, hey, what's going on? All right. So it's almost like a distraction in a way, right? And while you're distracting, you can ask just like, hey, are you okay? You know, like, no, this person's bothering me. I don't know who they are. Okay, then come with us. Let's go help find your friends. Okay, I'll see you later, right? That was not confrontational at all. Okay, so I love that idea. Any other ideas out there?
What else could you do?
Any other thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, you can actually inform someone. So if you're not comfortable going out there and engaging, then you can inform authority figure and say, hey, I noticed this person could be harassing this other person right here. Notice how they're dancing. This person's got their hands up. I just want to give you a heads up on that, okay? I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can definitely do it. I've been in situations, I've seen situations where that's happened. I've employed that myself, in a nightclub. I've seen people like that, and sometimes I would just directly approach them. But the most important thing is that think about scenarios where you think you have been in, that you wish and you could have helped someone, or you wish or could have wished that someone had helped you, okay? But the most important thing is that you have to assume personal responsibility, all right? So if you do interpret as a problem, assume personal responsibility. Don't assume that someone else is going to help out. Know how to help, and then implement the help and step up. So 3 easy ways. So like, the one gentleman that said, yeah, go get your crew over there and dance with them. Yeah, you're distracting. And then you can also interrupt and separate. And if you feel comfortable enough, you can actually approach them and say, hey, is everything okay here? Can I help you look for your friend? And then just take them and go. But the most important thing is that keep yourself safe and don't be confrontational, because we don't want a situation to escalate, okay?
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and really want to acknowledge that you all already have these skills. You are already apply these things in your lives in other ways. If you see something unsafe, somebody drops something, you notice, you pick it up. If you see somebody who's about to run in traffic, you might intervene in that scenario, or calling the police if you see an accident. So you have these skills. So we're really asking, okay, so now apply these to sexual violence prevention. Apply these when you might see an intimate partner fight, or somebody who's drunk and trying to get somebody to go off with them. So really think about your strengths with your bystander intervention, skills and talents, and then go from there. So wanting to acknowledge that there are apps, there's websites, there's all kinds of support services. Reach Out is campus specific. Living Well is for male survivors of child sexual abuse. One Love, there's assessments in there. Am I in a healthy relationship? Am I a good partner? So there's little quizzes and assessments. So there's all kinds of stuff online. And then wanting to bring your attention to some of our campus resources. So again, if you are a survivor, or if one of those students comes to you and says, hey, I was out last night, I was drinking, I woke up, I was naked, I think something happened, I don't really remember. So what will be important in that scenario is to help that person get to a confidential resource. So I'm a confidential resource on campus, meaning that I do not disclose what people tell me. I don't disclose to the university, and I don't disclose to the police. Most other people on campus, faculty and staff, are considered mandated reporters for sexual misconduct. So help that person get to a confidential resource. And you can learn more about my resources on page 59 of your orientation handbook. Title IX is also a resource. That's our university investigative process. So they'll investigate sexual misconduct on our campus, whether, again, that's harassment, stalking, sexual assault, dating, domestic violence, any of those, they will investigate. And we can all help with academic advocacy. A huge part of my role is ensuring that people that experience these things still have access to their education. Huge part. And then our police, our University Police Department, or UPD, are also a resource for you all. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, sometimes I've had people, the officers, come in and just talk through, what are my options? What are my rights? Is this even a crime? So they can offer that support as well.
Okay, so do we have any questions relating to what we just covered in the resources and options and reporting? No clarification needed. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our center and what we do. So we are located right here across from the student union. So for those of you that just parked in the structure and just walked over, that's the building that you just walked past. That's our building right there. As a student, you already pay for services. So basically, you pay a mental health fee and a medical fee. So you have unlimited access to see medical providers such as a nurse or the board-certified doctor or a counselor, all for free. So if you want to come see us every single day, be our BFF, you can. There's no copay. The only thing you pay out of pocket is any labs or any medication, okay? So these are some of the basic services that we provide. If you have your own health insurance, please keep your own health insurance, because anything that's not within our scope of care, we will refer you back to your doctor's office, okay, for follow-up. Please know that if you are a victim or survivor of sexual assault or rape, we do provide free STI, sexually transmitted infection testing, as well as free morning after pill, okay? But you need to let us know that we can provide that for you for free. And we also have a pharmacy on site for over-the-counter medication and cheap prescriptions, okay? Saving you lots of money. Now, as a transfer student, you need to know that you have to submit 2 MMRs, which is measles, mumps, and rubella. So you need to submit verification that you had 2 shots. Please submit by October 31st, which is by Halloween, or you cannot register for the spring semester. All this information can be found online on our website, and then you can also peruse our little brochure that's in your bag, okay? And last but not least, we also will be sending an email out for this online mandatory training on sexual violence. So please look out for that to your Cougar CSUSM email. Beginning of August, you have until the first day of school to complete it. Again, must be completed or you cannot register for spring semester. And if you have interest in advocacy, you're passionate about talking about this stuff, about other health and wellness issues, we're always looking for volunteers for our office, okay? And that looks really good on your resume. And last but not least, thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please contact Krista and I. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay. Next up, we have Sergeant Ida from University Police Department.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Okay. First of all, congratulations on getting here to our, well, lovely campus. I want to say that I worked for UPD for 10 years, or a little over 10 years. I've been here when we first started. There was barely 2,000 students. Okay. Who we are. Every Cal State campus has its own police department. There's 23 campuses. There's 23 separate departments for each campus. Fortunately for you, you guys get your own campus police. The second picture of the dog, that's our canine. For those who don't know who that is, that's Armor. Armor is the only bomb dog in North County, San Diego. He's the only bomb dog in North County, San Diego, and we have him. So it's a good resource for us. We're here 24/7, 7 days a week. We are open all the time. We don't close. We're like a regular police department that you guys get for yourselves while you're here. Our ultimate goal is to make sure you're here safe throughout your entire time here and to make sure you get across that stage at the end of your time here. All right. Well, that pretty much went over that. Our programs. We have several programs that we run through our department. One is a safety escort. And for those of you who are here late at night, specifically females, if you're here late at night and you're here studying, or if you're at a library or you're in a class and you need to get to your car and it's kind of far or it's dark and you don't feel safe, you can call our station and we'll get you a safety escort. We'll get you a ride to and from. Now, with that being said, we're only going to take you to your car or to the dorms or to a classroom. We're not going to take you to Ralph's to pick up your groceries. We're not going to go over, take you, help you get your dry cleaning stuff. It's a safety escort. We do stress safety in numbers when you're walking on campus. We do have a camera system, which is on the next slide probably, I think, and they're all throughout campus. And they kind of look like that one on the wall back there by the door. They're all around campus. They zoom up really well. So if you're on the phone, you feel unsafe, and we can't get someone out to give you an escort, you can just call up our dispatcher. She'll put a camera on you, and she'll watch you walk to wherever you need to go. So in that way, we have a lot of eyes on campus. We have the PRICE program, which we talk about to students. We pass out information, which is basically preventing rape through intoxication. All that stuff that you heard from the two that were just up here, that has a lot to do with that. The RAD program. The RAD program is basically for females on campus. It's a rape, aggression, and defense course. Basically, it stresses awareness. It teaches you basic self-defense. No, you're not going to get a colored belt to go beat someone up, no. But it's a really good class. It's a 3-day course. We have several of our officers at the station that are instructors. The CSO programs, the community service officers, are these the ones in the gray right here. They're actually student workers that work for us. I was trying to bring one out here to come up here with me. They get paid. They're paid employees of our department. They help with the safety escorts. They do security checks. You'll see them walking out and about. They do checks of the dorms. They do building unlocks. They do things for us as far as documentations that need to go to the court. The PACE, Policing Community Engagement Office, that's where I work out of. If you have any questions, you can always email me at PACE. We'll be tabling out here this afternoon. If you have any questions, you can come and talk to us. We do provide training. If you have questions, we'll try to answer what we can. Safety trainings, active shooter stuff, major incidents. We do a lot of office safety and dorm safety stuff also. Safety on campus, there's the camera systems I already talked about. The emergency notification system. So, let me talk about these e-poles, these emergency poles. Is there a laser button on this thing? I guess not. Those emergency poles are all throughout campus. When you get to them, you push the button, and the light will flash, and a dispatcher will come on and prompt you questions, and you just tell them what your issues are, what your problem is. They're all around campus, so once you push that, when people do it on accident, they kind of, oh, what's this? And they push it. We're sending an officer to that pole. So just be aware if you push that button and that light starts flashing, then there's an officer coming. The emergency notification system, this is what it is, that one little red button where it says emergency alerts, that is really what we have. We do have one red button in there, and if you push it, simultaneously 400,000 emails, text messages, and phone calls will go out to whoever you have on your emergency contacts. With that up in the far corner, where it says emergency alert system, alert, will pop up on every monitor, screen, computer, your phones. It'll pop up on your phone because you're going to get the emergency notifications on your phones. And in that little box, it'll tell you what's going on, the information you need, what's happening, whether it be a fire on campus or an earthquake or, an active shooter. It'll tell you what to do, what you need to do. What you should do in an emergency. Shelter in place. Obviously, listen to the instructions that are given to when you get those notifications, it'll tell you what's going on and what to do. If you're in a classroom and you can hear the shots going on right then and there, you're better off sheltering in place and locking yourself into where you're at. If you don't hear it, don't see it, and you're not in a building, get off campus. Just get off campus. We provide in-depth training for that, though. But this is just real quick of it. for me, the most important one is their cell phones. Silence your cell phones. If you're sheltering in place, hiding, and your phone goes ring, ring, you're not really hiding. Everybody knows where you are. Silence your cell phones. The other thing is get off your cell phones, because all those emergency notifications that you're getting, all that information you're going to get is going to go to your phone. If you're on your phone or you're texting, you may not get, or you might not be aware that you're getting those notifications on your phone. So you're never going to know what's going to happen. Stay off your phone. Just wait for the information to come. What else? Refrain from, obviously don't make any calls. Oh, covered it all. Safety on campus. We do have, and I'll say this because I say this to the other ones, we are one of the safest CSUs in the state. We are at the top of the CSUs as far as safest in the state, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's no crime. Crime does happen here. People leave their stuff out at the library, they go to the bathroom, come back, and their stuff is missing. Petty thefts, it happens everywhere. It does happen here. So just be aware of your personal belongings when you don't leave them out, and don't leave them unattended. It's a college campus. There's always alcohol on every college campus. I don't care what anybody says. It's always going to be there. We try to keep it to a minimum. We have zero tolerance for it. We try to enforce what we can. We're out there and about as much as possible, specifically at the dorms and around the campus area. Controlled substances, yes, we have that also. It does trickle into campus. It's not prevalent here. This right here, this Gene Cleary Act, just means that we have to disclose all our statistics to you. It's open. Go to that website right there, and you can see all our stats, all our statistics, and what kind of crimes happen here. All right. This is just telling you when you call for an emergency, the dispatcher is going to ask you questions. She's going to ask you to do them in an order. Most people panic. They panic and they just start rambling, and she's not going to know what's going on, or he's not going to know what's going on. So just when you call, if it's an emergency, she'll prompt you with questions and she'll ask you. That's all that is. I don't know why it's there. We don't provide jump starts. We don't provide vehicle unlocks, but we can call AAA or get a tow company out there for you if needed. And we don't transport to and from local shopping centers. Are there any questions? We are tabling out there this afternoon. If you do have questions, obviously please come in. If you don't have a question, you can still come and talk to us. We don't bite. We're really nice. Otherwise, enjoy your time here and have a nice time.
Okay, you all made it to the final presentation in this room at least. Congratulations. So next up from the Dean of Students office is Jenny and Leslie.
We got a fan club in the back.
Good morning, everyone. All right, this first table-ish is awake. There's a lot of you in here. Do you know how many of you are in here? 284. Wow. Building a community. So before we start, because I know you've been sitting down for a long time, does anybody know what today is? It is the first day of summer. It's summer solstice, but
longest day of the year.
It is longest day of the year. You're like, yeah, we feel it right now. Also, according to Facebook, it's selfie day. So let's take a selfie. No? Okay. Okay, and I appreciate the honesty. Okay, we're going to be talking for about 20 minutes, and then you're going to be going on to the next stage. So want to kind of get your energy up a little bit, because Leslie and I, we're fine just kind of standing up here being awkward and trying to get laughs and whatnot, but while being informative. So get up. If you can, go high five someone at a different table, say hello, introduce yourself, and then come right back. Go. Oh, thanks, y'all. The group on Tuesday just stared at us when we asked them to do that, so you're already on your way to success. Okay, so as Kylie said, my name is Jenny Ruiz. I work in the Dean of Students office, which is just right upstairs here on the 3rd floor of the USU. I have been on campus here for 12 years, so, but I will say there's no better time to join the community. There's some really exciting, wonderful things happening. So welcome. So we'll be discussing putting the U in community and what your role is in that. So I'm going to pass it on to my colleague here.
Good morning. Like Jenny said, my name is Leslie Rockwell. I have been here now for 6 years. Actually, yesterday was my work anniversary, so I'm kind of on a high this week. Oh, thank you. That's my shameless plug for attention that I need daily. So thank you. And then we're going to share a little bit about the institution that we love so much and that you're all a part of now. So to just kind of set the tone, we wanted to share a video from some of our recent alumni who just graduated last month, and just a little bit about their experience here in their own words. So with that being said, we'll start the video. It's a link on the first slide.
Can you see the video? It's up there. It's playing right now. Who can see it? There we go. All right.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody's circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Rather that you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes. Hypothetical, working on to something that I'm proud of. Out of the box and epoxy to the world and the vision we've lost. I do what it takes, whatever it takes.
Next up, the world gonna have to find out. Tune in to my YouTube channel. I'm joking, I don't have a YouTube channel.
I love that line. So y'all are probably thinking, wow, I just started here. Why are you already showing me a video about graduation? But I hope you all can envision yourselves in that cap and gown and just everything you've already been through to get here, and that you'll do whatever it takes to get to that point. So we believe in you. Like Jenny said, there's 284 of you in the room today. And so what that means is there could be 284 different definitions, notions, associations of what you think of when you think of community. But as you could see by this amazing bouncy graphic, you are at the center of the CSUSM community. So it could have started with the person that you high-fived and introduced yourself to. It could have started with your small groups today, your table, or it could be your academic major, anything that you plan to get involved in while you're here, so on and so forth. So everything that you've learned thus far this morning and leading up to today, we'd like to pose a question to you and hear from you all. So we'll give you a few minutes to answer this question with your table. What is important to you when it comes to being a part of our community? Again, with you at the center of the community. So we're going to have some of our wonderful O-Team leaders maybe join your your table and help learn and facilitate the conversation with what your answer is. But we'll start a few minutes off, and then we do have some cool giveaways if you'd like to share with the rest of the 283 of you in the room. So go ahead and answer the question. Share what your answer is.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring it back, because despite our desires, we are on a schedule and probably have to wrap it up soon. Good conversation. Okay, so Leslie here is going to be our Vanna White with our stress pause. And who is going to be the first brave soul to raise their hand and share what you all discussed? All right, see you in the back right
Which
there.
one are you sending me to?
Start
all
in
the way
the
in the
back.
back?
There you
Okay.
go. So
Give me a little challenge.
if you're one of the lucky ones, if you could go ahead and stand up if you're able and say your name and where you're transferring from. And in the spirit of building community, if you're transferring from the same place, give a little shout out. Hi.
Oh boy. My name is Sarah. I'm transferring from Palomar College, right across the
Palomar.
The freeway. What did I have to say? Oh, my answer.
That's it. You can do it. Yeah, no,
working together and cooperating.
Working together and cooperating. It's like taking it back to the basics, right? Like just working together.
Yeah.
And being cooperative.
Yep.
Cool, thanks. So you all are going to have group work. You're going to be working in teams, and sometimes that goes well and sometimes not, but that's just how life works, right? So you have to figure out how to work with one another and build those communities in your classes and things that you're involved with. So thank you, Sarah. All right.
Just tell me where to go.
There's one behind you right there.
Oh.
She's like, yeah.
Hello, I'm LaRonda. I'm transferring from Miramar College. I'm not sure if anybody else is here from
Miramar? There you go, community.
So we picked developing relationships and networking. So we think that's very important, especially when you're, you're going to build a career afterwards. So.
Absolutely, developing relationships and networking. So, not to put the pressure on, but again, you all have had a journey to get here, right? And I imagine you all don't want to be in school for a significant period of time, because how many of you have families you're supporting? Okay, a good number, working full-time, working part-time. So there's other things that you're doing, right? But I will tell you, just to stress, build relationships with staff and faculty on campus, because those faculty, it's thinking about writing letters of recommendation, getting those reference letters, starting to build that up right now, because before you know it, it's going to be time to apply for those jobs. So absolutely. All right, one more. We saw a hand right here.
Right in the middle?
You.
I'm coming.
You are the lucky one.
Hi guys, my name is Christian. I'm from MiraCosta College.
There's some MiraCosta pride in here. Okay, all right, nice.
I feel like the community will bring you more experiences, more opportunities, so you can just gain more knowledge from everyone that you can possibly talk to, anyone.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So you never know who you're going to meet and whose people's, stories. Everybody here has a story, right? And you're going to get to know people that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have. And so you never know what's going to come from that relationship. Your future spouse could be in this room. You never know. No? Okay. Folks are looking around. I do the in-law joke at family orientation. They love that. The parents love that at freshman orientation. So, okay. So moving along, just to give you a few resources. Just one big thing to remember today is what our office does is we provide first-stop shop for students. So you all are dealing with a lot in the transition. That's stressful enough. Just getting here and getting the transcripts in and sitting in this seat took a lot of work. We want to kind of lessen that load when you start here. And so you're used to MiraCosta's systems and Miramar and Palomar. You're coming here and being like, I don't know where to go for whatever. So if you don't know where to start with our office, because then we can assess what you need, and then we'll refer you out to the appropriate department, okay? Another great thing that we have is that faculty and staff also have the opportunity to refer students who have expressed that they need some support and help. Because I know I have a hard time asking for help sometimes, so that mechanism can help to get you connected even if you don't quite know where to begin, okay? We want to give you an idea of what some typical student concerns are. We see the whole gamut through our office because our students aren't just students. Again, your parents, your siblings, your daughters, sons, you're working, you could be military. There's various things that are going on that are impacting you here as a student. So wanted to give you an idea of the number of kind of what we're seeing. 29% of the cases and students who came through our office last year during the academic year to get support, 29% expressed that they were experiencing mental health concerns. So that could be from anxiety all the way to a significant mental health situation. So you all aren't alone. If you're experiencing this, know that we have resources because these things can be very debilitating as far as the academic piece goes, and we want to get ahead of it as early as possible and know that there's support. Another big thing, and the CSU is actually pushing this really aggressively right now, is the Basic Needs Initiative in the CSU. So 15% of the cases we saw this past year, students were experiencing financial barriers, and that meant food insecurity, housing insecurity. Food insecurity could mean we could have been meeting with the student who said that they hadn't eaten since the day before. Or a student is living in their car. And so it's about those Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that if students do not have their basic needs met, right, how can we expect them to be successful in the classroom? So it really runs from if you don't know where to go, if you're having a concern with a faculty member, all the way to I have not eaten in a day, what are my options? We have a food pantry, we do produce distribution, we do a lot of great things. So coming to our office first can give you a good idea of where to go. And then nationally, that's consistent. 40% of college students have experienced depression, and 61% have experienced anxiety. So this is real, and we're doing what we can to address that on our campus here.
So for this next piece, I'd like for you to pull out of your wonderful swag bags your spiral-bound planner that you got as a gift to help organize your new life as a Cougar. I want to start just by sharing the resources that Jenny just talked about, the Cougar Care Network. All of the contact information is on page 5 of your planner. So that's the first page I'd like for you to mark somehow, make sure to become familiar with. But that is how you can get a hold of the Cougar Care Network and get that support. So I wanted to expand a little bit upon just really, again, some baseline needs for you to be able to be successful as a student. So I'm sure many of you talked about what you need from a community is the need to feel safe, the need to feel included and respected, and probably the need to feel like you're in a fair environment, especially when it comes to that academic priority. So the pages I'm going to share with you from your planner, I'd like for you to mark somehow, make sure you know those, because those are the policies that are set in place for our institution to help ensure these basic needs for you to be able to be successful and thrive as a student. So the first page I'd like for you to start out on is page 12. What that is that's the beginning of what we call our standards for student conduct. Those are all the policies that actually all CSU students are held accountable to ensure that fairness and safety. So you'll have to know those by being a Cougar. Those are expectations of our community, not only for self-regulation, but make sure you are aware of those things going on in the community. If you're witnessing any of those or experiencing any of those, again, you could let our office know, and especially UPD, who spoke right before us. Secondly, I want to expand a little bit upon the fairness element, so the academic integrity policy. That is starting on page 15. So that's the next page I'd like for you to mark, page 15. So why I like this policy and why it's good for students to know, A, because you're going to be referred to that policy in every single class that you're taking. There's some sort of excerpt or link on all of your syllabi that you'll be receiving from your faculty. So that's the expectation from your faculty that you know what's expected of you for academic integrity. It defines what academic dishonesty looks like at our campus. So cheating, plagiarism, facilitating academic dishonesty, and actually something I want you all to be aware of that we're seeing more and more of is contract cheating. So what that is essentially outsourcing your work to websites, a third party, paying somebody to write your assignments. So a good rule of thumb is if it's not your own work, if it's not not your own words, your own ideas. It is academic dishonesty, and we've actually seen students fall into very sticky situations with that. So just make sure you know the academic integrity and expectations. Some good pieces of advice that students who have been accused of academic dishonesty that they would give you as new students here are probably two top things. One is time management and offsetting procrastination as much as you can. Like Jenny said from the examples, life happens. We know that, faculty know that. So as much as you can communicate with your faculty ahead of time before assignments are due, before you sit down to take a test, know those expectations as much as possible. And that goes into that second piece of advice, which is keeping those open lines of communication with your faculty. And you could get some really great recommendation letters out of building a good mentoring relationship with your faculty. Just a little bit about the safety policies. Those are starting on page 24 and go through page 26. So that's alcohol, drugs, as well as our smoke and tobacco free policy. Most of you, I'm sure, are well aware of your responsibilities. I'm sure most of you fall into the category of being legal drinking age in the United States. So just a little caveat or a little FYI, you may meet some new friends while you're here as a student in your classes or your involvement. We call them Cougar Cubs, so probably the ones that are under the age of 21. Once they find out you're over the age of 21, they may be asking you like, hey, can you run down to Ralph's for me? Here's a 20, keep the change. I'll take a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade. Just so you know, giving alcohol to our Cougar Cubs, it's not only against the law, but it's against our policies. So please refrain from that. I'm sure there's other means in which you could build a relationship with your fellow Cougars. Also with drug policies, so we are in the state of California, and as of January 1st, the marijuana policy severely changed from what it used to be. So many of you, again, probably fall into that category of being over the age of 21, which it's permitted in California to partake in recreational marijuana, or maybe some of you have a medical marijuana card. I want you to know, too, that we are a federally funded institution. So when we accept those federal funds to be able to give those funds to you to pay for your degree, there are some strings attached with that, meaning we follow federal laws. And marijuana is what under federal law? Illegal. So what that means is marijuana in any form, edible, vaping, smoking, anything that is coming on the horizon is not permitted at our institution or at university-sponsored events. Same kind of thing with the theme of the smoke and tobacco free. We have now joined the Cool Club in San Diego County. We were the last 4-year institution to join the smoke and tobacco free campus. So again, that means we don't permit smoking in any form or tobacco use. So chewing tobacco, smoking, tobacco, e-cigarettes, or vaping on our campus. That does include your personal car if it's in a parking lot. And so we really want you to be as healthy and happy as possible and have the minimal amount of distractions to be successful as a student. So those are really the basics that you need to be able to thrive and succeed.
Thanks, V. All right, I'm getting the hook back there. That time's up, but bear with me. So wanted to give you just kind of a culmination of really what our campus culture is. The civility campaign is really the framework that we go by to just to help students to feel like, okay, even if you don't agree, even if you have conflict, that we expect students and faculty and staff to engage in civil discourse and to be respectful and to really respect the empathy and culture and humanity of others, right? So it's kind of those basic needs again. We have a number of programs and initiatives that help to instill this culture in our campus that you are invited to attend. And so you'll keep an eye out for that as the school year begins. And our office will also be tabling during the resource fair, so stop by and maybe you can get some fun giveaway goodies with Civility Campaign. Okay, so lastly, just a takeaway to think about now that we've given you a ton of information. How are you going to contribute to the CSUSM community? We are still a relatively small campus. It was 9,000 when I started here. We're about 17,000 now. I don't know when we're going to start saying that we're a big campus, but but you really do have the ability to make an impact here, and it's up to you what that is. So how are you going to contribute? So I want you to think about that prior to the first day of school with all the things that we've shared today.
And keeping in mind while you're perusing the tables at the resource fair during the lunch hour today.
There we are, Dean of Students Office. In the back, we have Bonnie Campbell. She's our care manager. She's waving. Say, what up, Bonnie? So Bonnie is a social worker by trade, so she really helps students get connected to off-campus resources with those basic needs things and everything else under the sun that may come across our door during the day. So again, welcome, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Okay, this is the last time you'll have to hear my voice this morning. So let's get to, right? Oh, no. Sorry, Blake, can we go back to that? I clicked one too far. Thank you. I'm going to split you up into your colleges right now because you're going to do your college breakout sessions, and then you get to go to academic advising. So thank you for making it through your presentations. So really quick, before I just miss you all, if you can do us the biggest of favors, I know this seems like common sense, but pick up your trash. There's trash cans all around the ballroom, and please empty that on your way out. Make sure you take all of your belongings, your personal bags, your orientation bag, and all that. And then please also remain seated until I finish dismissing your college. It makes it easier to see the O-teamers in the back, as well. It lets all of you hear what majors I'm calling so that we don't have to repeat it. So first up, as you see on the screens, you can see what college your major follows under. So I'm going to do COBA first, which is College of Business Administration. And you're going to go out this back door with those O-teamers holding up their binders and waving to you. They're very enthusiastic. Thank you for coming today.